And we have someone here today who is a stickler for starting on time. I'm going to let you finish typing that in. Welcome to SHAC. Please make sure that you sign in the back. And Bria's back there. Bria can wave at the sign-in sheet. And please help yourself to some yogurt. Our food service department has graciously supplied that. And I know they have some other things going on in the district today, too. I like that voice for me. Yeah, is it? Oh, well, I'm sorry. Melanie's gonna share with us the kids-only CPR that she's doing with her students. So she's trying to get that up and going today. Does anybody have the minutes of the last meeting?
It's on the website.
It's on the website?
You want me to read them?
I do. Do you need this?
No, it's further. I need to record it. Sorry, Debbie, you have to cut that out, don't you? Okay. Find it.
We may be shuffling that around throughout the meeting to make sure that we can hear everything. We do video the meetings now, put them on the website so that they can be accessed. We have a few that weren't able to make it, so they can always go back and look at it. Our parents can go back and look at it. They weren't able to make the meeting today. Our meetings are open, and so, but, you know, it's the morning and parents work, and I know we have people, staff that have different things going on, and so makes it a little bit easier for them to access the information and review what was happening. We got two up front. You knew that was coming, right? We can get this one?
Yeah, this is Mel.
That's yours. No, that's yours.
Here, Sean. It has
No, it's in my book. Oh, mine's great.
stop things on it. Brakes on.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm good. I'm going to be passing the microphone around. We're going to go ahead and get started. Again, welcome to SHAC for the meeting that just came in. Ms. Bergwell's going to read the minutes for the meeting, for our last meeting that we had.
Okay, our last meeting was November 15th, 2023. The meeting was called to order by Lana Smith at 9:02. Members in attendance were Jennifer Birdwell, Debbie Dickerson, Lana Smith, Carlene Womack, Stephen Daugherty, Debbie Flanagan, Robbie Vinson, Angie Patrick, Barbara Waters, Sherry Murphy, Lisa Cagle, Carolina Lopez, Stephanie Vandiver, Bria Morris, Laura Lytle, Heather Duke, Chelsea Truelove, and Taylor Hatton. The minutes were read by Creekside Dean of Students, Stephanie Vandiver. SHAC updates were given by Lana Smith. As part of the requirements of a SHAC, the meeting will need to be chaired or co-chaired by an LISD parent. We need a parent volunteer to fill this position. Fentanyl awareness, the One Pill Can Kill awareness campaign has been posted to our LISD school social media to promote awareness. The link found on the SHAC agenda contains access to more resources regarding fentanyl. A STEAM curriculum is taught at the 5th, 7th, and 9th grade levels. Mrs. Flanagan taught the STEAM curriculum in the 9th grade class during the lessons on fentanyl awareness. She reported that the students were surprised by the effects of fentanyl. It was also noted that a University of Houston student recently died of fentanyl and was reported in the news. Tucker's Law, also known as House Bill 3908, requires that Narcan be available on every campus with students in 6th through 12th grades, but LISD is keeping Narcan on every campus in the district. Stephen Daugherty with the Alcohol and Drug Awareness Council has Narcan kits that can be used in LISD. Daugherty shared, a lot of people don't understand how a little bit of fentanyl can kill. The amount on the tip of a pen is enough. The update on STEAM, a link is provided on the SHAC agenda to allow members to review the curriculum covered for the 5th, 7th, and 9th grade levels. The campuses are working the curriculum into the school day. There's been positive feedback from all campuses. Students who were in situations that were not okay were helped to understand the difference between appropriate and inappropriate situations. This understanding was attributed to the lessons learned in the STEAM curriculum. The Texas Education Agency is making coordinated school health programs available to the district. The district will be required to select one program. The LISD counselors have already implemented one piece of ripple effects. They use Bouncy, which is a stuffed animatronic animal that is used to help students with anxiety or depression. LHS academic advisor Mrs. Flanagan shared the program is geared for younger students. When a student is in distress, they can hold Bouncy and can regulate their breath with Bouncy's breath. When a student can't stop crying, it helps students. Cedar Grove Dean of Students Mrs. Vinson said the animatronic dog is soothing to students and gives a calming effect. TCE Dean of Students Mrs. Patrick had a student who was crying, and she had the student match the breathing of Bouncy. Creekside Dean of Students Stephanie Vandiver uses it with life skills students. It helps give students a better visual, which is very helpful in the classroom. Mrs. Flanagan shared that the Ripple Effect has a high school module program that requires a lesson to be completed before students exit ISS. It would be helpful for both junior high and high school to use the modules because it would give students another tool to help them learn about appropriate behavior. Ripple Effect would have the capacity to assign modules for students to complete while they are in ISS. Capturing Kids' Hearts has group lessons to address inappropriate behavior in students. Then we moved on to student safety updates. The district conducted an AAR last night. They looked at how we can improve, how we can get better. The district will also be involved with AAR with emergency management. Vaccine clinics were offered to LISD employees for the flu, shingles, COVID shots, and more. The link to the Friday Beat is listed because it is a helpful, healthy resource. The recommended training on human trafficking. The training is already required for many staff members. All campuses are required to have human trafficking signage to promote awareness. SHAC members were invited to share their resources. Stephen Daugherty was here from ADAC, and they were hosting an upcoming fun run at the Lufkin Convention Center on December 2nd. It begins at 8:30 a.m. Adult sign-up fee is $30 for the 5K. Adult sign-up fee, $20 for the 1K. Mrs. Duke, PRP Dean of Students, said that the campus was sponsoring 2 families for Thanksgiving. They are also uploading Bouncy lessons for teachers to use on campus. Lana shared that the elementary PE teachers were already starting to gather their data for the fitnessgram. Carolina Lopez with the coalition said that they have a grant that focuses on underage drinking and drug use. They have drug-free all-stars who are seniors at schools in Angelina County, and they volunteer at the Youth Coalition events. They hope to expand to Polk County. They plan to have a booth at the Livingston Trade Days on Saturday, November 18th, and we're providing free resources promoting awareness. Carlene Womack with AmeriGroup said that effective on March 31st, 2023, Medicaid began requiring re-enrollment action or the benefits were dropped. An estimated 900,000 Texans were dropped from Medicaid. They were seeing difficult issues with families having trouble with re-enrollment. Texas has the highest number of people in the nation with disenrolled members, including nursing home patients and children with extreme medical needs. Southeast Texas Food Bank has a team of navigators who will go to homes and provide help for people to reapply to Medicaid. There is also help from legal aid, offering help to those who are being denied. Parents may be referred to Carlene Womack for assistance. When recipients receive a health packet, it includes every health plan available through Medicaid. If a plan isn't selected in the re-enrollment process, a randomly selected plan is assigned, and it may not include doctors they're currently using. Carlene also let the SHAC group know that AmeriGroup is rebranding to WellPoint effective January 1st, 2024. AmeriGroup has always been under WellPoint, and no coverage is changing. The SHAC meeting was adjourned at 9:46.
Thank you. I'm going to just hold this because we have some different presenters that are going to come up and speak with you. And so we have a lot of staff here today, and a lot of our nurses and our counselors and our coaches and PE teachers. And I just want to give a shout out to you guys because you do so much to help promote healthy lifestyles for students. And we just want you to know that this is a forum for you. And if there's ever anything that you want to share about the programs that you're implementing in your programs, we definitely want to hear about it and share that out. SHAC is an open meeting, and so it's open to community members, community organizations who have services that they provide to support students. And it's just an avenue to get the word out so that we have resources for our students and our staff to refer students to, if not to refer them, but to help support them in every area of their life, not just academics necessarily, because we know that we have students that have needs other ways. We do have to keep promoting and asking for a parent chair for the SHAC meeting. No one has come forward as of yet. It cannot be an employee of the district. It does need to be a parent. So that will continue to be on our agenda, and they will kind of share that responsibility, just in case there's anyone in the audience that might be considering it. They share that responsibility with me. We go through the agenda together, and just so that they have an input, and they do, serve as a chair for the committee. So if you know of anyone that's interested or that has a heart for that, just ask them to contact me at central office. We want to touch on ripple effects again real quick. We have had success with Bouncy on all of our campuses, and Ms. Birdwell briefly touched on that in our last meeting. That is a program through Ripple Effects that helps with social, emotional care for students if they're escalated, if they're upset. It is an animatronic stuffed dog that can help them slow their breathing. The dog actually breathes, and they can breathe with it. But if they're in a crisis, sometimes you have to get them calmed down and give them a moment before you can address what's really causing, this episode that they're going through. And so it's been successful. We've also further researched, and we've implemented, Ms. Cagle, or we've purchased, or where are we at for the high school? They also offer videos, modules for students to work through. And when I say that, a lot of times people think, oh, you're going to put the kid on a computer and walk away and leave them there. It can be utilized in a lot of different ways. Teachers can use it in small group activities, but it's kids talking to kids about a lot of the issues that they're facing. And sometimes it sounds a little bit different when they have someone their age that's speaking about a situation that they're experiencing at that time, and more so than it does coming from an adult. A lot of times kids are like, well, you're an adult. What do you know? It's like, well, I was a kid because that's where I started, but it's harder for them to make that connection. So these videos, the library is quite extensive. It deals with eating disorders, it deals with dating violence, it deals with a lot of things. And so we're going to implement those on our junior high and our high school campus. I think junior high is actually watching it today, aren't they? For them to see it. High school has made the decision, and they're willing to give it a try and see how it affects those. But we want everyone to know about it, to know about Bouncy. We want everyone to know about these modules so that you can share it. If you have a student that's in escalations, like we talk about T-Chat a lot. I don't think T-Chat's on our agenda today per se, but we have a lot of options. And when you see students that are struggling, we want you to know about these programs so that you can go to the counselor and say, hey, I have a student and they mentioned this, or they're showing these signs. They're different, they're not acting right, they're withdrawn. When you see those things happening, to go to the counselor and say, hey, I know on that SHAC agenda thing, they mentioned this thing that you had. But we do have things to help students, and so if you need to reach out, and it may be something that you're not comfortable dealing with, that's okay. We have things in place that you can have access to. So again, the modules can be used in group activities, small activities. It can be teacher-led. They can have discussions. So it's not just putting a student on a computer and letting them work through the module themselves. I did ask for our coaches to be ready today who are in charge of Fitness Scram on the campuses to kind of share where they are. Any volunteers to go first? You're up front, Shauna. Coach Thomas is at our junior high campus, so I'll let her visit with you.
Hello, everybody. See some old co-workers that I miss. Good to see y'all. So we did Fitnessgram back in November, right? We just started putting it in, but we did get it all put in, and we printed it out because I didn't know we were gonna have to show you or whatever. But we have our Fitnessgram stuff done. The nurse wasn't too happy. A couple of my sixth graders, they tried to kill themselves on the running. We have a great group of sixth graders coming up, and they're gritty. So we had a few visits to the nurse with red faces and with that pacer, but it was great. What else? We are complete.
With all your students.
We are complete. We have a few that were injured that we need to go back. Come on, Coach Terry. Come on. I'm just going to say, and no offense to anybody else or anybody else that I've ever worked with, but I'm very blessed this year. I don't know if any of you know Miss Wyatt at the junior high. Well, this is her son, and he is the best coworker I've ever had. He's good people. We have fun every single day at work. Here you go.
Is this your first year to work with Fitnessgram?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Like she said, we got the Fitnessgram done. What I was most impressed with was the kids and how much they enjoyed doing it. The kids, once they started getting it going, the competition level, it was good. It was good to see the kids compete and enjoy to do it. And like she said, we had a couple to go to the nurse's office because they was working so hard to try to beat the other kids. But like I said, it was good. I think the Fitnessgram is good for the schools, for the kids to see where their health and fitness is. And we're going to continue to do it and make sure the kids enjoy it.
This is crazy, and you're going to go, well, the form must have not been good. But no, we were pretty legit, no, you're out, your form is bad.
Yeah.
We had a sixth grader do 80 push-ups. 80.
One of yours.
Good form.
Yeah.
Good
From Ms.
form.
Morris,
80.
yeah.
And then we had several, we had a lot max out on, because 80 it maxes.
Right.
So we had a lot max out, so we're really proud of. And our 7th and 8th graders did good too, but our
Yeah,
6th
they did.
graders, they're like gung-ho.
Yeah.
But
Good group.
I don't know if y'all heard, but we work them out pretty hard at the junior high. We have him smiles like this. We run a legit program. Our 6th graders, we run it like pre-athletics, trying to get them ready for athletics next year. So we work out every day. We do cardio circuits on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do floor workouts on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Fridays are our fun Fridays. So we usually do a competition, relays, but those kids work. We work them, so when they get a chance like this to show out, they liked it. So it was good.
With that being said, if any other PE coaches, before the kids get to junior high, if y'all have any kids that stand out to you and you think, hey, this might be a good athlete, don't hesitate to let us know so we can keep an eye on those kids.
Yeah,
too.
we would love to have a legit pre-athletics class, but I don't know. But we just run the 6th grade classes we run them like pre-athletics. We do everything in there that the athletes do, dynamic warm-ups and all that. So they already think they're athletes. So they're very proud. We have fun. We have a lot of fun every day. We do it with them. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are kind of rough. So
We get it done.
Thank you. Miss Morris is at Cedar Grove Elementary.
We have the same kind of competitive, which you said some of them, and we do send them to the nurse when they outdo theirself, because the first group that does the pacer will push the rest of the groups, and then it's like, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat you, and then they fall out and can't breathe, and they work theirself, but we try to get them ready for theirs. I'm not completed yet, but I'll be done soon. So. Oh, Chloe Isaacs, Timber Creek.
There's not really anything new to add to this. Same as what they said. The kids, it's really a joy to see how competitive they get. And one thing that that I try to tell them is that you're not competing against anyone else. You're competing against yourself. Trying to do your best time, trying to do the most pull-up, sit-ups you can do, curl-ups you can do. And if they can buy into being the best person they can be, that's success, you know. So. Coach Justice.
Right, so I'm at Creekside. We've completed our fitness gram, and I have not put it in yet, but the kids always want to do it again to see if they can get a better score. They're always trying to do that. And they do realize after doing it, especially the older ones, after doing it for a few years, that they realize it is about them. They're only competing against themselves. Now, there's a couple that always try to beat each other, but and they all think they're athletes, by the way.
Even when their form is bad,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, she almost got one.
Coach Harris? Coach Harris is at our high school campus. We have
a slow process progressing very kind of slowly with the high school level. You know, with the high school kids, you have to convince them, and you have to kind of almost bribe them into getting something done and seeing their success. I work a lot with the girls. We're working with the boys too, but I work a lot with the girls. And they're starting to see, we work out, and I work out with them, and they're starting to see their bodies starting to take shape and form. So that's their encouragement to do better. Like they said, we lift weights. I take them through a workout, which is almost an athletic workout, but not as tough. You know, like I say, you got to weight them in. And I guess we've convinced probably about 6 or 8 to join powerlifting. And so we're getting them there, and they're getting the confidence. And I always tell them that you will carry this. You'll be able to use this workout program in life. You'll take it on with you. You won't be afraid to take it, go to a workout program, a workout place, and not know what the weight is, and look around and saying, "Ooh, that person's buff. How do I get there?" So I try to walk them through slowly of how they can get there. And everything to encourage them. And now the girls were like, well, we want to challenge the boys. So they built up that confidence. I've had a few that I've had to call the nurse and say, hey, I got one. She was running, and I have a lot of them that when they just run, they'll twist an ankle. And I cannot convince them enough that they have to wear a pair of tennis shoes. And they have to be comfortable when they dress out. I tell them you can wear tights, you can wear shorts. You know, this is a safe area. This is our little we call it our no judgment zone. And also our challenge is to be beach body ready. So basically that's their challenge.
Thank you. Are you Coach Hurley? Do you want to? Coach Hurley is also at the high school. You know what? At the junior high? Okay, we'll let you share too.
Well, I just started. I just took over PE, I think was it November, the end of November? And so we already had our testing done. Coach Hicks did our 6th grade boys testing before I took over, but I have all the information here. For the most part, just from what I've seen, and we spent a lot of time with the girls too, Coach Thomas and Coach Terry helping us out with the workouts. Their girls will whoop up on our boys in the competitions and stuff, but I mean, for the main part, over the past probably few months, I've just noticed a change in their attitude as far as being excited to come work out and push each other, and kind of like what they're doing. We're trying to start an unofficial pre-athletics group with the kids that we know are going to want to be in athletics next year, and so we'll kind of put them through a different workout than we would with our regular PE kids, just kind of more formatted towards how it is in athletics in 7th grade. In 8th grade, but I mean, like they say, for the most part, we've seen incredible improvement throughout the year, and just try to continue that.
Okay. I haven't forgotten Pine Ridge. Pine Ridge is our primary campus, and they have the infamous rock wall.
Yeah, and we have so we're kindergarten and pre-K, and so we're getting them ready for y'all. try to get them to be still first. But it's funny how you said that there's, you wanted some names. Just yesterday, we jog every day, almost every day. And I was daydreaming, thinking I need to time this kid in a 40-yard dash as a kindergartner. Also, we have a jump rope board. Last year, I had a kid do 277 jumps. You start doing jump rope and see how hard that is. This is a 5-year-old without stopping. We do push-ups and sit-ups. We do leg lifts, and we do 5 push-ups. Of course, I tell them you can do the big kid push-up or you can do the beginner push-up. Either one's good, as long as you're bending your arms. Of course, there's a kindergartner over here doing one-arm push-ups. So, I'm like, hang on, Bubba, But also, what I have noticed is since we jog every day, when we have a new student in there, I'll watch the new student and they get tired. Our kids are, because we've been jogging all year. And I told my aide, Miss Montgomery, I said, look, you see, they're not in shape as we are, because they're tired like after a lap, and ours are just going and going and going. So we're building up, and plus jump rope and all that other stuff too. So we're getting them ready for y'all.
And they are being very modest because Fitness Graham does require a lot on their part, a lot of documentation. They have to input all of the, scores? Help me with the terminology. The different levels that they're at. They have to enter all of that into a system. It has to be uploaded. I do that part. Once they do that, then I upload everything for a district report. Parents can have access to a copy of their child's Fitness Graham. If they just need to request it. And that's something else that we try to get out to our parents too. But I think overall as a program, thank you for working together and building the program and talking to each other. And I think they do a lot of work. They make it sound fun, and it is. I'm sure a lot of it is, but it is a lot of work on their part. So thank you all for doing that and making that impact. Like I said, academics is important, but we want to take care of the whole child. And I like what Coach Harris said about teaching them this is a life skill that you're learning that will carry over into your adult life too as well. Good habits. So thank you very much. I can't read it. Oh, the recess guidelines. So our recess is designed because our PE programs are so structured. Our recess, I've talked to a couple of the principals. There are some group activities that sometimes will take place, but a lot of our recess time is free play for students, for them to have an opportunity to just kind of release some of their energy without, a lot of structure. That's not always the case. Sometimes there are activities that are going on. Sometimes they're incorporating curriculum during recess, but that is their time to just kind of release. And we do have recess at all of our elementaries. And the DSHS, does that say SS? It should be an S. Just so that we do provide a weekly report, the nurses. We keep a spreadsheet, and they report at the end of the week because we are required to report to the health department if we have any COVID or flu diagnosis that are provided to the nurses. So they enter it into a spreadsheet, and then each Monday I go in and look at their spreadsheet, and then I make that report to the health department if we have any. We've been fortunate. I think last week was the first time that we ever had to report in a while. Bullying, prevention, and crisis go. I think that this will always be just so to get the word out. This is what our online bullying report form looks like. It's posted on our website. It says Stop Bullying Now. Parents, staff members, community members, other students can go in and access this. It is anonymous. Once they fill out this form, they go down and they put which campus the report needs to go to. That report then goes to the APs on the campus, and and I get it too as well. And then that is what triggers an investigation on the campus as far as what's reported and what is put into this report. So we don't want students, you know, I think at all grade levels, there's a stigmatism that comes out that you're being a snitch or that you're being a baby because you're, you know, reporting this. And so we want to give everyone the opportunity to report anonymously. And our assistant principals, when they're investigating the situation, they honor that confidentiality, and they are trained to conduct an investigation without revealing names. Fentanyl awareness. I don't know if you're aware of fentanyl. I think I am, just because of the profession that I am in. This is what we provide on our website for our parents to access. And we have sent out on social media and through parent emails that we have, trying to get awareness out of fentanyl and how dangerous it is. And the One Pill campaign is the campaign that we use. If you have an opportunity, you know, or if you have a parent or a student that comes to you and that they've heard just enough about it to go, I probably need to know more about that. There are resources here, you know, for them to access, websites that they can access to get more information to help their student. You know, the day of experimenting with drugs is over. Fentanyl can be put into anything, and it's very dangerous, and it takes very little amount, you know, to kill someone. And so we've had a couple of parents that have reached out, just trying to get more information. So we just wanted you to know we have this on our website. Certainly contact the counselors and let our counselors be aware of what's going on. And I know we have some new people, you know, and the counselors are able to refer them to TCHAT. A lot of our students don't have access. We are a small community. They don't have access to psychiatrists. They're not able to go to Houston or Kingwood or Dallas, to those larger towns, and TCHAT allows them to have access to those services, and it's done online. And the first interview is always done with the parent. The parent does have to give permission for them to participate. And then from that, there's 4 visits after that with the student. And from there, that doctor that they're speaking with through TCHAT can communicate with their primary care physician here locally and determine a treatment plan if it needs to extend beyond that. So I don't know, you know, you speak to parents on a different level. You have access to parents more regularly. Talk to them about these things and let them know that it's out there and that we are trying to support it. A lot of times when you just see this, you know, or you get a letter through your email, parents are busy, community members are busy, and so we just want you to know where to refer them if it comes up. Yes, ma'am. Oh, wait. Well, we're gonna do it the right way.
With TCHAT, my experience is I'm not impressed. I'm going to be honest, I'm not impressed. I've had some people that have done the initial session with the person, and then TCHAT's reached out to the parent or the student or whatever. We want to set this point, well, that time's not good for me, you know, which it needs to be good for the kid as well. And they just drop them. They don't keep pursuing. And then you have to have the parent, we as the counselor have to talk to the parent before we can refer the student. And I do that. Parents like gung-ho on board. And then, I don't know, there's a breakdown. TCHAT saying that we can't reach this parent when the TCHAT has provided the parent email, the student email, we can't reach. So I'm just not, I don't know, something needs to be tweaked in my opinion.
So to that, I would say that they always offer those follow-up meetings TChat does, and I always forward those to you. You can always jump on and let them know of your concerns, of how that process is working. We have sometimes difficulty, getting in contact with parents if the phone numbers aren't updated and things like that. But I keep trying, and I would always circle back around and try to reconnect them through the system. You may need to make a phone call to TChat, their representative, and just say, hey, where are we at on this? Do a follow-up to make sure that those services are happening. Where we at? We have representatives from Southwest Foods that are going to come and visit with you about programs that they're offering in our schools as far as nutrition. And they have a PowerPoint. I can remember. She's pulling it up. My name's Debbie. Oh, here, Debbie. Sorry. Oh. It's not a microphone to project. It's so that they can record it when they post it. They can hear you, so you don't have to.
I'm Debbie Heesky, and it's in the website. It's spelled H-U. It's H-E. So it's y'all say it H-U-ski. It's Heesky. It's not Husky. Okay. So some of the things that we're bringing up this year is we are doing like food allergies. This is Marissa, the LISD food service secretary, or our person for LISD. So we have a few things that are for our department that are going to be new, and she's going to talk about food allergies and how we're going to do allergies for next year. So some of the things that we've noticed this year when we were doing allergies, there were some errors and on our side, so we're going to update them for next year. So I think Marissa's going to go over that point for this year. So if you can change the page right now. So go ahead. I'm going to hold the box for you.
Thank you. As Debbie said, my name is Marissa. So what we noticed this year we basically used the process that they did last year, and there was a lot of disconnect between some of our campuses and ourselves. I think mostly it's because of the form we used online. So this year we went ahead and created a new form that we're hoping we can have our physicians directly fill out that kind of answer more of our questions. A lot of it is because they'll sit here and they'll send notes saying that our children are lactose intolerant, but they won't specify what that means. And what we mean by that is that we have a lot of food that we make that has those proteins that are in milk that we make in our food that we use. And so it's one of those things that even though they say they're lactose intolerant, but does that mean they can't have milk or they can't have that certain protein? And so I went ahead and I created a new form for this year that has those extended questions on it. And instead of having to myself contact these physicians, because that's what was having to be done this year, our questions are kind of answered on the page and we have to get a signature from them. So then this form can also be used as that doctor's note. So because I know a lot of it too was that legally I can't make changes in the system without a note, and that's just a TDA regulation. And so this kind of takes that and makes it easier so that we can use this as our doctor's note as well. And I'm not having to try and find parents and try and get with these doctors because believe it or not, they take a long time to respond. And then that way it just kind of makes it easier that we can update it in our system as well without having to have that headache and kind of minimize the middleman and the steps.
Because we want our kids to eat the ice cream if they can have it and not sit there and argue with them at that register and
As nurses, will we be able to see this form?
That's what we're hoping to. You'll get it hopefully get it in their packets.
Okay. We're hoping to get. I know we have a form online already. I'm hoping to get this added to our registration process. So when our parents are filling out the registration forms at the beginning of the year, instead of having the old form that we currently have, I'm hoping to get this added.
And if they don't have any allergies, at the very top line in the red, it says if they don't have any, they don't even have to fill it out. It's only those that have allergies that they'll have to fill it out. So this helps us and it'll help you guys a whole lot.
When does the physician actually,
Correct.
happen if the parents are filling that out during registration?
Well, I haven't really been able to find the right person that I need to get this added. So I want to see if we can make it to where it's printable, even if it's just that form, so that the parent can just print it out. Or if we have to, we can have at the offices have these forms kind of printed out or sent to everyone, so that they are able to print them out to kind of get the physician's signature on it.
And that's a good question though, and to offset that, if this is a new form that we're switching over to, then we may need to get with our students that currently have a food allergy plan before school's out. Just, the nurses can look at this, send those out before the end of school.
Okay.
Because I think what you're concerned is the delay with school starting and all the things that happen. So we may want to send that out.
And is it something that's going to have to be updated every year, or if they do it once and we have on record that they're allergic to those things, if they continue on, do we have to?
Unless their allergy changes.
Right.
And if they are finished with their allergy, then it needs to be updated. So we have some, like this year, they no longer are allergic to milk. We never got the change in there. So we still have it on our records. So we're not giving them, I'm no longer. We didn't get that update.
And the problem also with these allergies, when they are changing per TDA guidelines, which is who we go through the state, we cannot change or make any changes to their profile or their account without another doctor's note. If it takes a doctor's note to add it, it takes a doctor's note to remove it. So, and with the updating it every year, no. This is also going to help minimize that issue as well, because I did end up making spreadsheets this year for each campus to try to keep up with the children's names. And I'm hoping this is also going to help eliminate the process of having to kind of redo it. Because once you submit and you make those changes to their account, they're good until they're all the way through high school. It's only when changes are made that then I would need a doctor's note to make those changes on their account.
Okay, next slide. Our teacher's meal, that was something new added to this year. We just started. So every Friday we have a new meal. Like this coming up Friday is a taco salad. You should have got an email yesterday. It's an LISD Google form, so you have to fill it out on your Google form email. It's a $5 meal. You can pay up until Tuesday if you want to pay $5. You don't want it charged to your account. That's how we will charge it on Friday morning to your accounts. So it has to be on, because I've been getting emails back, I can't get into the form. It has to be on your LISD Google account. Okay, next slide. At the high school, we're going to start something new. It's going to be a breakfast cart. We're trying to get more kids to eat breakfast, because they're just coming through. A couple of people, they come off the bus and they just go through that little line. So we're going to try to get those kids that come off the bus line and they come off that side door right there by the gyms, I do believe. So we're going to set up and we're hoping it's starting in March. We're waiting on our little laptop iPad things. We're going to have two little lines, two breakfast carts set up over there. Yes, ma'am. All our meals are free. So all they have to do is pick up 3 items or a complete breakfast and take it back to their tables. Yes, ma'am. All our food is free. Breakfast and lunches are free. Except for the teachers, of course, and I'm sorry about that. But we're hoping to increase our participation and also give our kids that don't want to come all the way back to the line to have a chance to get a breakfast over there. Okay, and our next slide. Roving chefs. I'm starting that next week. I've got every day next week a roving chef. That's a fun way for us to get the kids involved and a fun way for me to get in touch with your kids. The kids are going to love it. I don't know how the teachers have picked the kids to come see me, but it's just a fun way the kids to learn how to do healthy food, how to cook, they get just a little fun thing to do. So the kids at the high school to just have fun.
All campuses?
At all campuses, even pre-K I'm doing a taste the red fruits and vegetables with every kindergarten student next Friday. So y'all pray for me.
It's a good opportunity to help build the culinary arts.
Yeah, and then on Dr. Seuss Day, the pre-K kids are eating green eggs and ham. So,
Be sure to talk about the
high school.
culinary arts program to the little ones when you're
Yes,
talking about
yes,
it. Let
yes,
them know
yes.
we have a pathway.
Yes. Okay. And then on our last one, y'all need to follow us on social media. We do have 2 ways through our Facebook and Instagram. So if you haven't seen us, we're out there. So those are our 2 kiosks, or is it called kiosks? QR codes. I don't even know. I just know. So those are 2 ways to get on our Facebook page. So any questions? All right, we're good.
Thank you.
Okay, we added this piece at the last minute. Do you want to talk from your seat? Coach Justice is going to share with us the hands-only CPR that she's, and I don't know, you want to do the video first?
No, I can.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so last year we implemented from the American Heart Association a hands-only CPR program. And so I didn't know, I thought maybe this was the 5th grade. And I went and talked to Miss Bell, and she said, oh no, let's include everyone. So we did. I did have some reservations, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But so, yes, so we taught everyone how to do it, and there's a video online. We do it in conjunction with Kids Heart Challenge, which used to be called Jump Rope for Heart years ago. So we participate in that every year, and it is a fundraiser for the American Heart Association, but our main goal is not to raise funds, it's to raise awareness and educate our kids. So every student participates, every grade level, every student participates.
So do they do hands-on CPR,
We-
and this is a defibrillator?
Well, now with 5th grade, we had to be a little extra. So no, that's fine. So I visited Janelle because she keeps all of the CPR equipment, and so we have AED trainers. And so with this particular group, we had already done hands-only CPR in a previous class. So they come back, and we have an AED, but we didn't have it right there on the mat. We had it by the doors, which is where, in the gym foyer, where the actual AED is. And I point that out to the kids, and I tell them where they're all located, and I want them to know where it is in case of an emergency. So we just kind of had a situation where, okay, so a kid walks up and they check them, they're not breathing, they start performing hands-only CPR. Another one comes up and says, hey, do you need help? And the first kid says, yes, call 911. And he says, I don't have a phone. And he says, okay, do you know where an AED is? Yes. And so he runs to the doors, and we have our trainer AED sitting on the door handle. So he grabs it and he comes back. And we didn't practice this. This is just, we're seeing if they can do it. And all the kids are into it, and they're watching and they're excited. They don't know what's going to happen. So the kid brings back the AED, they pick it out, and they're looking at it, and what do I do? And it's self-explanatory. Anybody can put this together. So he's looking at it, and another kid's saying, hey, there they are. They go right here and right here. And so they put the pads on, they hook it up, and the power button, everyone knows what that is, starting with Leonard's kids. They know what the power button is. So they press that, and then they're listening, and they're watching, and it says, get back, and then the kids are getting a little scared, and they're all nervous. But it's real interesting to watch. We had so much fun watching them go through this. And they did great. They listened to it, okay, a shock is needed, press the button. And the one kid that was doing it was just sitting there, and the other kids are yelling, press the button. and they do, and they're so excited. Then they all want to take turns doing this. But,
The American
yes.
Heart Association, do they supply the dummies?
Oh, no, Janelle has those. I borrow those from the high school. Yes. So I just went by and picked up 2 because we had 2 different stations working. Every kid, they have partners. One kid's performing 30 compressions, the other kid is counting to 30. Then they switch. The other kid performs the compressions, then the first one's counting to 30. And we talk about how you can do this. And even if you're in a situation where there's another adult, you can tell the adult what to do. And you can count for them because a lot of adults don't know what to do. So this awareness, this education is great.
I was going to say, this wouldn't be bad to have this in a faculty meeting too.
Right. And
just for,
yes,
after school.
and we're going to do it every year, and the kids look forward to it. The ones that did last year, oh yeah, we're doing this again.
Okay, so which video?
And
or
then,
which order? There's 2. You want the fin?
okay, well the fin one is just demonstrating the hands-only CPR.
And today I want to talk to you about the importance of learning CPR and being prepared to act if you ever find yourself in a situation where someone is cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is when a person's heart suddenly stops beating, and unfortunately it's the leading cause of death among adults in the United States. Over 850,000 Americans suffer out-of-hospital cardiac arrest every year, and about 90% die. If you're alone, you'll have to call 911 yourself. But if there's someone around, you can say, hey, you, call 911 now, and say it like you mean it. The emergency dispatcher will ask some important questions so that help can be sent quickly and to the right place. Don't hang up on the phone unless the emergency dispatcher tells you to. Once you or someone else has called 911, you need to start hands-only CPR right away. Push hard and fast in the center of the chest at a rate of 100 to 120 compressions per minute. This is the beat of the song Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees. Keep pushing until help arrives. It's that simple. You now know hands-only CPR and how to give immediate help to a person whose heart has stopped beating. And remember, don't be scared. The #1 reason people don't perform hands-only CPR is because they're afraid they'll make a mistake. However, doing hands-only CPR, even if it's not perfect, is still that person's best chance at survival. Any CPR is better than no CPR.
Okay, so he's been the spokesperson for the American Heart Association for the last 5 years. That we've watched him grow up. Yes, he's had countless. He's had right under 20 surgeries since he was born. But we've watched him grow up, and it's been really neat for the kids that are in 5th grade to see this same kid. Okay, so now we've got a stroke video. This is really cool too.
We back. D1, the hip hop guy. Life is wide. Shout out to the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association. You need. We came together to teach you the fast song. Someone has a story. Come on, find someone tells you what to do. They got someone has a story. Come on, find someone tells you what to do. Say F-A-S-T, say it with me now. F-A-S-T, say it with me now.
I feel like I know those guys. We've watched it so many times, and the kids sing it all the time. They sing it with the video, and I just educating them on that. I don't tell them that when they're at home alone with an adult, that's probably where it's going to happen, in their own home or in a relative's home. But to recognize those signs, and even if there's another adult, the other adult may not know those signs. And so for the kid to recognize them and then tell someone, hey, I think this is happening, call 911. And that's important for all of them to know that. So we're just trying to educate them. Now from this comes a lot of questions regarding a stroke or a heart attack, the chest compressions, all of that comes a lot of questions. And that's kind of hard sometimes. And then they all have stories they want to share also. So that's what we're doing.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I love it. Well, that's what we're doing. That's a lot. Let's give our PE teachers and our coaches a hand. They're doing a lot. So we just need to let our faculty know if a fifth grader runs up to you and starts doing compressions, they may know what they're doing. Thank you for sharing that. We added that last minute, and I said we're going to put that on the agenda real quick because I think that's important. We talked about, I think, the vaccine clinics for our staff the last time. Nothing has changed on that. We may circle back around and offer it again. Our standard response protocols, we talk about that a lot. This is on our website as well. Let me go down. This is from I Love You Guys. And standard response means what we do when there's an emergency situation, and what each one of these words or actions mean. We have a hold and evacuate, a shelter, a lockdown, and a secure. We try to share this as much as we can so that we can get the verbiage out there so that if our teachers and our staff hear an announcement or if they see something come across Crisis Go as an alert, that they know what these mean. And I know that our principals go over it in their faculty meetings as well so that teachers are aware. And we do like to share that with our parents so that they understand that if they get a text message or something goes out on our social media that for some reason we do have a campus that's in a hold, that they know what that means. And so you can read in a hold, it's in your classroom or area. Students are trained to clear the hallways and remain in their area or room until all clear is announced. Do business as usual. So that helps our parents. If they're in a hold, they're not huddled up in a corner with a barricade tables around them. They're still having class. They're still doing group activities. They're still moving in the classroom. Adults and staff are trained to close and lock the door, account for all students and adults, and do business as usual. So I'm not going to read all of these to you. It's on our website. You're welcome to go on there. We do review that with our staff, and we share it in meetings like this to hope to and we send it out to our parents too. Ms. Birdwell.
When Dr. Hawkins makes the call of what we're going in, recently we had the tornado warnings that happened, 15 minutes before the final bell rang, and he said we're going into a hold. It was just to make sure nobody was outside if the tornado was going to cross over the area. And we did try to, I always try to put what we're in and send it to parents. And I know it's a challenge to make sure that our emergency management is using the same language that we're using. And then I try to also send that out to our parents. Then that way at least our parents and our staff are going to be on the same page, and we'll try to make sure, because I know sometimes they think it means something different. We had that chemical explosion, and we didn't want people to be outside. We didn't know what the status was at that moment. Emergency management, and when emergency management, our county judge make that call, we have to follow that. It's the law, and that's when Dr. Hawkins issues it. And I know it's an issue sometimes with our parents, but we try to educate our parents as much as we can. But we do have this standard response protocol. It's on the very front of our website, like as a news story where they can always look at it. And I try to always, when I send that message out, to use this exact verbiage, just so everybody can be aware. Another thing, if it's okay if I share, but on the front of our website, we have there's a tab that says about, if it's in two places, all the SHAC information, even all our minutes, everything I just read, and then all our agendas if you wanted to go back and review anything. That About LISD tab that's at the front right there. And then look at the heartbeat one, that's SHAC. You click on there and that's our SHAC information. But you can also get there from the parent tab, the parents, and then go to SHAC. To see how we have everything and we link it all. Recently we've been made aware of a new requirement that this meeting must be videoed. So there's a video of the last meeting. We'll continue to video. One possibility is our school size. We're going to look into that. Sometimes the size of our school doesn't require us to have a video. I know it's helpful for our parents, but there's a lot of information on that SHAC page, a lot of resources, and a lot of the resources we put in there for parents, and I know we don't always think of having that in the staff area too, but that's where you can find this, everything that we're covering today, and even the DSHS, what is the heartbeat? What is that? Is that the one that comes out each week? You can sign up for that as well. That has a lot of information. Isn't that over on our resources maybe? Is that what it's called? Health Beat. It comes out each Friday. We get that. Seems like but there it is. That's the Friday Beat. The Friday Beat. It has a lot of resources, but there's a lot of things on our website. If there's ever a better way, if you see a better place that you'd like for me to share that, I'll be happy to do that. Sometimes I know we have duplicates, but excuse me, sorry.
I always forget that. That's a standing post on here. It's got information for our nurses, coaches, teachers, anyone that wants to access it. There's information in here about, well, what do we call those things? Employee wellness too as well is listed, things that you can do for your staff, because we do include that too. Texas A&M Health Opioid Task Force. There's lots of resources that you can share in your classes to help educate students. Grant money, if you want to write a grant for your campus, just get with me and we can discuss that. So there's, like I said, it comes out every month. And they post them. You can go back and look at their past editions too as well. Standard response. Alert Me Polk County is on our website too as well. And this is what, let's see, they do register for it. It is a way for community members. If you click on it, it takes you to a form that you can fill out and a QR code where you can report it. So it's going to first responders too as well. They get that information. So we have that provided for a link as another means to keep us informed if something's going on one of our campuses during the weekend and they need to send it in, they can send in this alert and it will also come to us too as well. And then we also have iWatch Texas on our website. I don't know if that one will come up. So if you use the QR code, it's another way to report. It's anonymous and it's confidential to report suspicious activities on a campus. If a parent is driving by a campus and they see something suspicious, most of the times they're going to call first responders that are local, but this also alerts other first responders too as well. So just resources that you know about and are aware of. Our next meeting is on March the 8th, and as always, we always, if there's anyone new or any of our community organizations present that you have any upcoming activities or events that you would like to share, we want to give you that time. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me here today. I'm Dr. Popat. You can call me Dr. P or Dr. Popat. I've been a doctor for 25 years. The last 4 years, I've been doing a lot of work in Livingston. You guys may have seen me at Exceptional ER. I do some work at the hospital, and now I have an urgent care down here by HEB. And so my approach to all these topics here, I come with a little different lens than most people. You know, my kids went through school. My daughter's 19, my son's 17, and just talking to them since they went through school and now seeing all the kids I see in Livingston, I think there's an element that we need to add to our approach to health and wellness for the children. You know, like I looked at the ripple effect program you guys have. I looked at the food allergy thing you talked about. I look at the fast video and the CPR, and my brain always goes to why. Why is that happening, right? Why is heart disease the #1 leading cause in this country? Why do we have all these strokes where we have to put out these public videos to tell little kids how to recognize a stroke? Why do we have so many food allergies? Why are we having to de-escalate children's, mental well-being with their anxiety and depression? And it all goes back to one thing goes back to our food. And my approach is nutrition. And my kids joke that you're tired of lecturing to us, you got to find other kids to lecture to. So that's why. So anyway, my point is that, a lot of if you look at pretty much every single chronic illness that we're affected by today all goes back to our food, whether it's causing it or it's significantly contributing to how we do things. So the fact that we have to, teach kids about CPR, it's because we have such high incidence of heart disease. Why is that? Again, it goes back to our food, and this is the literature and science I study when I'm not doing what I do full time. And I think I would like to help implement a program where we're teaching these kids not only that they should eat fruits and vegetables, but why, right? If you give them a reason why, teach them to read labels, teach them to understand that this directly impacts in real time, and the literature proves it, impacts in real time their mental well-being minutes after eating a certain type of food, whether it's anxiety or depression or something. So, I don't know who my resource would be, but whether it's we incorporate it into like the biology class or the health class or PE or a nutrition club or something that takes a deeper dive into how their decisions, starting at this age can impact their lives too. And so that's what I want to kind of bring to the table, is that I feel very strongly about this because I joke with my patients, I'm not a doctor, I'm a firefighter. I just put out fires. And who's lighting the fire? It's usually the patient themselves is lighting their own fire. So I just de-escalate that fire, whether it's a heart attack or stroke, even going into like asthma, lupus, Crohn's disease, all these chronic illnesses directly are either caused or significantly impacted by the food that we eat or don't eat. So that's what I'd like to bring to the district, and I'll let you guys tell me who I need to connect with if that interests you guys. I would like to kind of champion that program, but I'll need some guidance as to who to talk to and how to get that implemented. And it doesn't have to be like a complicated process. We can start slow and then go and grow if it's well accepted by you guys. So that's why I'm here today. So.
We talked a little bit about like the importance of eating healthy, but like we obviously don't have the knowledge that you have, but we do talk about it.
Yeah. And so I think the way I was like when you guys talked about how these kids are trying to outdo each other on the racetrack, right, or how they're trying to outdo the CPR, trying to outdo each other. I don't think we give our kids enough tools to have that attitude towards their food. It's just, our approach to food is 4 things, right? It's got to taste good, got to fill me up, got to be cheap, got to be quick. And that approach, it gets us through the day, but long term, it has dire consequences. So just giving them the education, and not all of them will take it, right? And I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, but as long as we do more good than bad and give them the tools, then like I tell my kids, you know what, now it's your decision. My daughter's 19, she's checked out mentally, she's away to college. I said, hey, I've given you all the tools you need. Now it's up to you to decide to use them or not. If not, then it's your decision. So anyway, that's why I'm here, and I just want to start the conversation, whether we do it this year or start it fresh for next year or just whatever. I'm open to ideas, but I feel like the information I have is once these kids start to understand it, I see the enthusiasm you guys have here in the district for health and wellness. And I just want to add a little bit of perspective and another element to that process. So.
Anybody else?
According to the American Heart Association, 80% of heart disease can be prevented. Now, like Finn, obviously his couldn't be, he was born that way, but it's our patterns, it's what we eat, it's whether or not we get enough sleep at night, it's the amount of stress we take on, it's all of those things, and 80% is preventable.
So I don't know if you have a curriculum written for that, or because we. Right. Okay. Well, we do some of that through our health classes too as well. So that would be Ms. Cagle. She's our chief academic officer. So she's curriculum. Yeah. Be careful because we could book you up pretty quick. Sure. Okay. Okay.
We do talk about, they come in and they say, oh, I'm so tired, and I ask them about how much water we talk about the water intake, and we're trying to do it according to their body weight, everybody's body weight. You should drink that amount of water. Would like to see like a log, some type of log that, and maybe make them do it for like a homework assignment, that they log in what they ate and just hold them accountable of what they ate that morning, what they ate for lunch, what they ate for supper, how much water they took, some type of log that we could, I mean, I know that's easy to do, but that would be really.
They go, sorry, thanks. They go well deeper than just the standard cholesterol, vitamin D testing. So what they ask you to do is take 2 weeks of everything that you've done, food, water, sleep, and just put it on a spreadsheet. And before they even see you, they'll look at that spreadsheet and tell you, kind of based on that, how they think, what can be changed. So, for example, like I could even take someone's grocery list and their credit card statement and tell them exactly what they need to change. My point is that, so that data collection is very important. I think if they start to get in real time how each of these little decisions they do every day can add up to one big bad event, right? If they've, if their sugar's been spiking every day at 10 o'clock in the morning because they need that little hot chocolate pick-me-up, yeah, you'll get 30 minutes of energy, but then you're done for 4 hours. And it's based on their metabolism. There's so many things that go into it, but you're right, data collection on that part. But if you even take that a step further and have them log everything that they've eaten, and then we can show them that, hey, at this time you ate this, this is probably going to affect you in this way. And so tying that in with their sleep, their physical activity, I mean, the science is just amazing. The science is so amazing, and what I tell people is that it's not about what's right or wrong. It's about what our bodies evolved doing. Hundreds of thousands of years we did it one way, and all of a sudden, 200 years ago, we changed on a dime. We changed everything overnight. So, and our bodies are rebelling. How does it rebel? Heart disease, strokes, cancer, food allergies, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, dementia, Parkinson's, depression, anxiety. I mean, this is all our bodies saying, hey, I'm rebelling because you're not giving me what I've used to for hundreds of thousands of years. This is the response. So giving those little bits of information now, when they're making their own decisions and have their own jobs and have their own, means, if you can help, even 5% of the population, 5% of the kids, they'll spread it to 5% of their population. And pretty soon we'll realize, like you said, that pretty much all of the illnesses we cause to ourselves, or we make them worse by ourselves through decisions. And I tell patients that only thing that we're really 100% control over is what this hand puts in this mouth. Only thing, right? Nothing else you have 100% control over. So if you, to what? So protein is a big component. Sorry.
Getting into
Okay.
specifics?
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
But y'all are welcome to stay and finish that. I can tell that you have a lot of passion for it and could probably talk a lot. So Coach Harris can get with you. Are you going to talk about this weekend?
Yes.
Yay.
Just real quick. And yes, I saw Bree Niederhofer's mom at the game Tuesday night, and she asked me, Miss Foster, where you been? She works at Livingston Fitness, and yeah, I have not been there, but I'm going to go. Okay, so tomorrow we are having a Special Olympics basketball tournament. It's going to be at the junior high, and competition should start at 10:30. So if you guys don't have anything to do and want to come and just have a great time, and just you're going to just leave there super happy. Also, February 27th at 6:15, that's a Tuesday, at the softball fields, the Lady Lions are hosting Best Buddies Night, and that should start at 6:15. So if you guys want to come out and just cheer for our little kids. And last year, our video, Miss Birdwell, I believe it went viral, and we. Yes. Yes. Right. Yes, ma'am. So we're really excited about this year's Best Buddies Night at the softball field. So hope to see y'all there. Thank y'all.
In April?
Oh, well, did you want to wait for March for me? Okay, never mind. Okay, so April 13th, we're going to have our Color Fun Run. This is going to be our second one, and we're so excited about it. So we're going to be sending out some information. And then in March, I kind of had my little arrows all over the place. March is Best Buddies Month. On Wednesday, March the 6th, we're having Spread the Word Inclusion Day, and that usually happens every first Wednesday of March. And then World Down Syndrome Day is Thursday, March 21st. And of course, we'll also have some more information on that. And I believe the first year that we were recognizing this, Dr. Hawkins made a really nice video, and I'm hoping that he'll do that for us again this year. And in May, it's May 6th through 10th is Teacher Appreciation Week, and the Buddies will be hosting lunch for our staff on campus. And then our Instagram, if anybody's interested, it's best.buddies.lhs if you all want to follow us, and that's where we have all of our information.
Okay. Anybody else? That's all that I have for today. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you being here. Most importantly, we appreciate what you're doing for our students on our campuses. And I know that, I thought somebody said something. If there's no other questions, that's all I have. Thank you so much for being here with us today.